would like to thank those who are acting there, especially the Father Thomas, shedding tears. When I first heard during the rehearsal, I shed a lot of tears. It went back so many years back, 15 years ago, almost 15 years. Before I was a Christian, I came from a Taoist family. Pray to many gods, Chinese gods, all the gods be around, I don't know how many, at least 10. They have the baker god, the monkey god, and the fighter god, so many of them. And myself was a very fit person, squash player, a gym goer 3 times a week, and each session is 2 hours plus. So extremely fit, you can say. 3 to 5 times a week, you can imagine, and jogging as well. So in April 2009, I fell sick, admitted to Pantai Hospital, diagnosed with the blockage of the intestine. This part was not played in the act, it's the earlier part. I had to go to an operation, and on the operating day, someone with an accident came in and jumped queue ahead of my operation schedule. I was waiting in the operating room for almost 3 hours, and somebody just came in. During that time, I was not a Christian. I talked to Jesus, sleeping on the bed and then waiting for my turn in the operation room. I told him that if I come out alive, he gets scared, because the operation is not a minor operation, it's quite a major one. So I told him that when I come out alive, I'll be a Christian. The operation was successful. 6 months later, I was back in the gym, back to my good old days. My promise to God just disappeared. Well, as they say, in Cantonese, I think maybe some of you know, 無事不登三寶殿. So, when you have a problem, you go and look for somebody, and you have no problem, you won't find the person. 2 years later, I was stuck with typhoid lymphoma cancer at the throat. The throat, which I had the lymphoma, thyroid, it was like the size of a ping pong ball, both left and right, and it was blocking my breathing. But I was still playing squash, but I couldn't breathe anymore. When one game, less than a game, I have to come out already. So meaning that it's going to have problem. Then they say that they spread to the liver and advise for an immediate operation. The word cancer during the time when I was still perfectly well, it's like death sentence. Everything start to you can say it's crashing down. The first thing you do is you think you're going to die. You went to the EPF, take your money out first. Then the bank transfer, make it safe for all your children. So I talked to God again. That I will surely become a Christian this time, if I come out alive. again, second round. While I was having chemo, chemo, the Thomas was saying chemo and radiation and all this. Pastors and elders pray for me and asked me to accept Christ. But I turned them down. As usual, the kind of character which I have during those days. No man is like that, no. But now, it's a bit so you shed tears already. The acting actually made me shed tears, just like that. So at that time when they talk to me, Jesus, that you were already blur. You don't know what they are talking because of the chemo is in your body. Finally, in January 2012, I always choose my date, beginning of the year. I accepted Christ, and then accepted Christ. So particularly look for the pastor who was nice to me better. So you have to find him. If I cannot find him, I'm not going to accept Christ today. So sure enough, he came up from I don't know where. So I told him, Pastor, I want to accept Christ. So that's where he told me to get the sinner's prayer. That's where I set it up. So after you accept Christ, you see you have been a Taoist for so many years. I was born a Taoist so many years. So a lot of things you tend to find that it's not, you don't know whether to believe or not to believe. But somehow or other, questions been asked. My wife was a Christian at the time. So you keep on asking her and she will get herself mad up because of my questions thrown to her, asking silly questions, this, that. Sometimes really cannot answer one. So that is how it goes. Then on 2014, after almost 2 years, my daughter, one of the actors there, I think she played like my daughter, a young Christian, shared with me that she heard the voice of God in 2011, meaning that during the time I was having the chemo, she was praying and she heard the voice. At the 7th station of the cross in SIB. The last station, she said that she heard God said, "Don't cry. Your dad will be okay." I was shocked to hear such an awesome revelation, and then waited for so long. She stayed out. The reason she stayed out is because that I was questioning a lot of questions, bringing up to the mom, to whoever I know. So with her talking and saying that she heard God somehow or there, you have to accept her. And then another question you ask is, why did God tell me? Why won't you tell her? I don't know. So somehow or other, you still have to believe your daughter. And so there was no question being asked. And you quite quiet, you just follow the Christian's ways and accept Christ fully, wholeheartedly, truthfully, faithfully. God is good all the time. Thank you so much.